Close the door.
All right, folks. Here we are. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going live today within the basement with McLemore, where the truth comes out. And I'm telling you, at 5 o'clock, this is the best show on in Chicago at 5 o'clock. That's probably because it's the only show on at 5 o'clock. So we've got so much stuff lined up for you today. I'm at the helm, so we got some technicalities. Then y'all just bear with me. I have some amazing guests today, but I'm gonna bring my co-host on just so I can have my Batman and I guess I'm Batman, and then he would be Robin. So you're in the basement. If you're feeling misunderstood and like no one cares, we got some laughter, some love, and a hug waiting right here for you. Hey, let's bring on my guy Harold. See where Harold is. Yeah. You know what? We don't even know where he is, folks.
Hey, there I am.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Bryant, I'm good. How are you today?
You know what? I'm doing good. Good. How was sunny New York?
New York is beautiful today. It's beautiful. It's feeling like spring finally. It's a nice chill breeze outside. It's good in New York.
Oh, wow.
What's going on in Chicago?
It's been beautiful here actually today too. Can you hear me okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Where'd you get those glasses, dude? What you doing to me?
What am I doing to you? I'm trying to keep up with you. That's what I'm doing.
I love those.
Yeah.
Dude. Can you see through them? Because my glasses, they're fashionable, but then I can't see. So
no. I do function over beauty, but I try to combine it. Okay. I need to see.
I know that's right. Yeah. Or you be like me looking for any white car in the parking lot, like, I think this is mine. Nope.
No.
This is mine. Nope.
I need to see. Yeah.
I'm so excited about today's show. We got some great guests on. My good friend Cesar Rolon is on today, and
right. And Karen's actually calling me right now.
Okay, well, talk to her because I know we couldn't hear her for a minute, and I was like, what in the world is going on?
Hi, Karen.
And for the rest of you guys, let me just say something about In the Basement with McLemore. It actually started off in my basement. For those of you that have ever come
Did you actually go back into the StreamYard again?
Things going on in my basement.
And did it let you go into the studio?
Other line, so we'll just wait and see what that happens.
And I don't see you in the waiting room.
So we're gonna bring folks in just in a couple of minutes. And,
hey, Bryant.
Yeah.
Can you see if is Karen in the waiting room backstage?
Karen is in the waiting room backstage.
Oh, you are, Karen. We'll bring you on when you're ready. You're there now. We'll bring you on.
Caesar and George, this is just how it goes at home when you got Zoom radio. So you guys don't even trip. We're like talking to each other over the dinner table. It's like, hello, Mama, is the chitlins ready? So
Brian, go ahead. I'm sorry, baby.
No, I just want to say that this our same gender loving chat has really picked up like wildfire in Chicago. People that love the same gender are really excited to have representation, and they think that yourself and myself are doing a really good job, and we like to just keep on with content. And with that being said, I got my COVID shot last Friday. So just to dispel the myth, African American people, and I don't know about our Hispanic brothers and sisters. I know the people that don't look like us, that look like the palm of my hand, are getting the shot. They say the shot is not going to make you break up with your boyfriend. It's not going to change your DNA. It's not going to make you sterile. They're not going to be able to trace you through the airports of America. You should be fine with taking the COVID shot, because I got my shot. I had like one day of downtime when I first got it, only because I was just tired and I was psyched. People were telling me so much stuff that I was psyching myself out into getting these symptoms. What's up with you, Harold? Did you get yours?
I actually finished. I had my second shot this past Friday, and I did the Pfizer. I had the Pfizer shot. Both times, the only side effect, I just had a little soreness in my arm, and that was it. So
Wow.
But I'm with you. I'm really encouraging, everyone to please, sign up and get vaccinated. There were all kinds of people in line, people in the lobby, people that look like you, people look like other people. There were Black, brown, Asian people, not only getting the vaccine, but also people who were administering the vaccine. It was there were a lot of people there doing it. So
yeah,
we need to make this happen. I think America has gotten over 100 million people have at least one, have had one shot.
yes.
So we're on our way. So just keep the faith and look at us and trust. So sign up. Sign up and do it.
It's available now. You took the Pfizer and I took the Moderna shot, and we know that the Johnson & Johnson is out right now. That is only one shot administered.
Right.
I'm scheduled in a week or so to get my second shot, and I'm going to get it. I spent some time with my family on Easter. Hey, family. I don't know if my mom has figured out how to get on yet, but, for the Same Gender Loving show, I always say, hi, mommy, just in case you were able to click on the right buttons and not say I can't hear you. That's a whole different thing. But we really want to encourage you guys to go out. The herd immunity is not going to happen if Black and brown people make up stories that are not even founded by anything medical and create your own diagnosis of what this vaccine could do for you. I mean, I'm a firm believer that if they're going to turn us all into vegetables, I'd rather be a vegetable with my friend Harold than to be a fruit with some of y'all who don't want to go get the damn shot. So, on to topics in the basement. Baby, did you check out Lil Nas X? This is my whole thing. It's like, I'm like, what is really going on? I gave him some real props for like coming out saying I'm gay and blah blah blah. Like he put himself on the map with that, and then he goes to the top with Old Town Road, and then he punches me in the eye, child, with the sucker punch. And I'm just like, what is really going on, Lil Nas?
Yeah. When I look back, I did look at, I finally looked at the video. I didn't know that. I haven't followed him. I've certainly known about his success, but he's only 21 years old. And what I'll say about him, I used to work at MTV and work for VH1 back when they did a lot of music programming. And what I have to say about Lil Nas as an artist, I think he's actually a marketing genius.
Yeah.
If you think about it, how hard it is for artists now to kind of break through all the clutter, all the new releases, all the new artists that are out there. And this is a young man that he's done it. I mean, personally, this music video, which everyone is talking about, I don't roll with the devil myself.
Me either. I got enough in my life.
So I think that was a very interesting choice. It was obviously very strategic. I mean, if you look at that music video, it wasn't cheap. It's an expensive product. So a lot of thought went into that. There is a lot of creativity, and it is art. I will give him that. And the song is actually a very good song.
No, I like the song. I mean, the song is "Call Me by Your Name," and I'm a costume. So I loved the wardrobe, and I loved the thought process of the fantasy that we went into. Unlike a Maleficent or some of the other, what was her name, Missy Elliott, that used to come out with these amazing videos, or the one with Janet Jackson, and so there are a bunch of futuristic videos, and I really think he nailed it. When it comes to productivity, I agree with you with that. I know the same shoes a lot.
Yeah, I think that, he's an artist that he had a reputation, and he was this kind of like a lot of, children looked up to him. He had broken barriers by coming out publicly in the hip hop, a lot of hip hop artists, that was a big deal for him. And I think he's at a point from a marketing and a branding. He's at a transition. Artists are always reinventing themselves. And I think that's exactly what he's doing with this. He's kind of like, look, it's new. This is a new me coming out.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting of the kind of the controversy and the kind of trolling that he's doing by playing around with homosexuality and the devil. So
Right.
I think he's got a lot of people talking. I think it's a genius marketing move for him. You know,
Right.
like I say, I don't roll with those certain kinds of images, but
Right.
it's still creativity. It's art. I got to give it up to the brother. I really do.
Well, I was on the fence until I delved into it a little bit deeper, and I too, you know, because of being same gender loving and because this community is hard enough to step out into yourself anyway, but you know, you got to do it big, and it's a marketing ploy. I think that they spend a lot of money. I don't think it's something that I want my nieces and nephews to watch, but they've seen it because it's all over YouTube. So I was just with my kids, you know, all my brother's kids and my nephew's children for yesterday for Easter. And I took them, you know, for a ride in my car. You know, I got a new car. So they're like, I had 7 kids in my car, and I asked them what they wanted to play. And strangely enough, when I asked about Little Nas X, they said, "Oh, Uncle, we've seen it, but it's a lot of stuff that's adult content for us." You know, and so they are smart enough to know, you know, what the decision was between Old Town Road and between this. So hats off and hats on. You know,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
hats off and hats on. And you know, like I said, I think you guys should screen it for kids. But you know, without further ado, Harold, who do we have up next? Because I know we've got this sexy Latino man that travels all over the planet. And I've been trying to, well, we've got several sexy Latino men on our show today, but one of them I've been trying to nail down for like 6 months. And he's even my friend, and I've been trying to find him, but he's so busy and he does so much, and he's a supporter of Love, Blood, and Rhinestones. And who might that dude be?
You talking about Cesar Rolon?
I am.
All right then. Yeah.
So excited for him. I'm gonna bring him on. I was gonna put his picture up, but you know, frankly, I don't know how. So I'm just gonna
bring him out. Bring him up. Okay. Bring him into the basement.
Hey, there you go. Welcome to the show. I told you guys I promised a sexy man, and look who I got. Mr. Cesar Lowe.
Well, much you talking about me, but how you doing?
Welcome, Cesar. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you? So, you know, Harold has so many of your accolades. I mean, you know, with you doing, you know, Latina Fashion Week, and with, you know, your marketing, and then with Imagen, and just you do so much in the community, and I'm so excited to finally get you onto the show, Cesar. And, you know, I've been to this man's house, and he treated me like royalty. I had some of the best, I don't even know what we were drinking, but it was an amazing time. By the end of the house music, because Cesar, I think when we got together that we used to party together and didn't know it back in the day.
Right. That's right.
And I've got so much, love for you, brother. What's going on, Mr. Rolon? Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. And I want you to meet my good friend Harold, who you've already talked to.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. But Cesar, I'm really excited to hear about what is kind of driving you out there and what kind of impact you're trying to make through all your endeavors. You've accomplished a lot, and I'm sure you have a lot to do. So what are some of your agenda items that you're working on currently?
You know what I'm working on this week, actually, and I think I had this conversation with Bryant, is that actually this Saturday will be a year that I co-founded an organization called Illinois Unidos Against COVID. And we knew that our community was going to be most affected, the brown and black. And we went up against the mayor and the governor and the state's attorneys, and we went up there against every governmental office you can think of. And what started as a labor of love between me and a partner friend of mine, with respect to just really getting education resources out there for our community, we were now just recognized at the White House as being one of the top 10 most influential organizations for brown and black in the U.S. And we're super excited because the fact that what I'm going to do is actually a week from today with the new clerk of the circuit court. We're actually going to have a day of remembrance at Daly Plaza, and we're going to have a national moment of silence for our brown and black. So with that being the case, our colors for Illinois Unidos happen to be like a blue and a red, and they're going to actually dye the river blue for us. Yeah. But at the end of the really making a statement. It's making a statement, and now we've been putting out statements against, the violence against our Asian, our brothers and sisters as well. So it's a lot. We're working really, really hard, but at the end of it, everything really is. What we're doing is just really going to protect our community, and that's what's important for me.
I'm so excited about that. There is no one in the city. I mean, I remember one of your interviews that I was proxy to see, that it was a tutorial, and a young lady was interviewing you, talking about you going into the schools, and there was no fashion, there was no Latino fashion designers. Remember that interview? And you were trying to find some in Chicago, and there were none in Chicago.
Right.
And you even went to the city colleges and tried to talk to the presidents and talk to the people that were in, and they wouldn't call you back. And I felt the same thing, because I'm a costume designer for motion pictures here in Chicago, and there's no work for me unless I go out, outside of the city and obtain work, or I get in on, a lower pay scale level for my expertise. Then, just that's only because, I still want to work. Mm-hmm. What has happened since that time to now? Like, what is in place right now to ensure that this doesn't happen again outside of Latina Fashion Week? Because you employ the brown and the black, and those models are sexy. I saw a couple of them that I'm going to ask you about, but that's after the show.
That's after the show. Yeah.
That's after the show. So what is in place currently? Has COVID affected what's going to happen with Latina Fashion Week this year? And is that still going to take place, or what are the plans?
So, we've grown. And again, I have no fashion background. I mean, as I mentioned to you, that we really created that because somebody pissed me off. This is not New York. This is not Los Angeles. This is not Miami. It's Chicago. And we're a very segregated city. That's just the way it is. But yes, as you had mentioned, I went through all of our acclimates with respect to just getting respected in the industry for our designers and for our models. At that time, when I was planning Latino Fashion Week, there were no Latino models in Chicago. My male models were actually Middle Eastern and Italian, and I said, "Whatever you do, don't open your mouth. Your name is Jesus." Okay. Then 5 years later, I decided that I teamed up with Curvy Latina, which is a program I think it was on one of the HBO programs, and we did a casting here in Chicago, and there was a segment that came out in the Chicago Defender, Chicago's largest African American newspaper, saying, "Let's walking in Latino Fashion Week," and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Right.
I called the editor, and I'm like, "What the hell? Why would you write something like this?" Well, we're just really excited because the fact that, you have black people walking in Latino Fashion Week. Well, hell, I'm Puerto Rican. We are black.
We are black. We're on the, you know what? I think you invited Delvin and I to that audition. It was over on the west side. It was at a building. We came there. I remember that now that you're talking about it. I remember how amazing it was just to see us, which is a great segue into my next question. I know that Chicago is such a segregated city. And back in the day when you and I were younger, people partying together, at the power plant and all those places where they were doing house music, we were joined because we were saying gender-loving people, and we could go to the parades, and we would be out at night, and we would make our own clothes, and we would share, and we would spend the night in a one-room shack. And then something happened, and we went our separate ways, almost like the same ways that would happen between lesbians and the gay guys. We used to all be there together, and now they're over here doing this, and we're over here doing that. My question to you, and which, you're already doing it, you've already answered my question. In my opinion, I think that we should do more to rejoin our communities, because we really need each other. One community is a finger, and all of us together is a fist. And when they look at you, they look at me. And when they associate Latinos with blacks and with Asians, we're people of color, I really am on the bandwagon for putting us back together again.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because this year, as you know, I changed Latino Fashion Week into the World Fashion Festival. It's that I felt that fashion weeks are becoming passé. And the reason I turned it into the World Fashion Festival is because of the fact that a lot of these people who actually work behind the scenes, or people who actually are the accessory designers or even the purse designers, they don't get the same opportunity that a designer would, especially if they're being accessorized by something that someone is wearing. So this one I think you're going to enjoy.
Harold, can you hear Cesar?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody's strong.
So Brian, I think you're going to enjoy this one. Is that if you recall back in the day, as you mentioned, when we used to party, and of course the days when the drag queens were fierce, and when they were forced to be reckoned with in the streets.
Yes, okay? You would get your ass whooped. Excuse my French if you can't cuss on my own show, but if you walked up on one of them, you would get hair, nails, and fingertips all upside your head. But they were fierce, baby. They looked like a Donna Ross. If you said you were Donna Ross, you were.
And then Candy J would sing to them.
Yes.
Right? And Candy J would sing to them, and then it was all pussy Pauline, and some things will never change. Okay.
Yes.
At any rate, if you remember back in the day, the queens used to actually break the windows at Imagen.
Yes. Yes. I do remember. I do remember.
Right. So basically, I think you'll find this really intriguing, and that is that the Oak Street Business District has actually asked me to present the World Fashion Festival on Oak Street.
Oh my God.
So, Harold, Oak Street here is like a smaller version of Fifth Avenue.
Yes.
And what's going to happen here is that the city of Chicago they're going to close the street down just to make it really more pedestrian friendly. And so yeah, it's going to be a 3-day event in August, and it's going to.
I'm so
here.
excited.
The beauty here is that Oak Street has the Prada, Dior, Herrera. It's got all the stores there. And what we're going to be able to do really is to collaborate, with these stores, because at the end of it, you know what, everyone's hurting. You need to be able to drive traffic, but at the same time, it's going to allow me to actually have our emerging designers to be accessorized by these stores. So I'm super excited. We just got asked to present in Dubai, and then we're actually going to be doing the opening of the new SLS hotel in Cancun, Mexico. But then, last but not least, and we haven't even spoken about this, but I just finished the region. I was in Puerto Rico. I have another house in Puerto Rico. And since then, what you don't know is that I actually lured, and I've been working with the Miss World Association in London, and we actually lured the Miss World pageant, which will be held in Puerto Rico this year for the first time. It's the first time that a Latin American country hosts a Miss World pageant.
Yes.
So, super excited.
That's amazing. I'm so excited about it. Please, 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 I want you to come back on the show. And I love you, and there's nothing you do about it. I love what you've done with your place, and I still have yet to have drinks out on that damn patio. So you promised me, and now it's springtime, and I'm going to hold you to that promise.
Well, as you can see, I'm in my house again, and it's totally different. I know it, dude.
I was wondering where you were at.
We did it all over again. I got shit to do, so I did.
Listen, I have. This is such an amazing show, and we're moving on. I don't want you to go anywhere because we've got some amazing stuff lined up. First of all, I want to have you back on the show. We want to pub what's going to go on in August. You let me. My platform is your platform. Whatever my voice can be to help the cause. And I've got some things that I'd like to implement as well with us to build this community and to better brand what we're going to do as the same community, what separates us into our own little place. And I think it's a strong place. I think that it's something that's amazing. And how do we get in touch with you? And I don't want you to go anywhere.
Oh, I mean, you know what? I'm easily accessible anywhere. So you can email me or Instagram, Caesar Rolon 111 at Instagram, or you can just find me on Facebook.
But I got your number, Poppy. I can just call you at home.
You can call me. Yes, you can.
You stay right there. We've got more to come. You know what? We've got one of my amazing friends coming up next. Harold, who is that? Is that the illustrious and vocalist, the sexy Miss Bernard?
Yes, and I have a miss, and Karen's actually reaching out to me. She wants you to turn up your volume. Can you turn up your volume?
Okay, I'll turn it up, but it's loud. But I'll turn it up to scream and see if that works a little bit.
Okay.
All right, Cher. Why don't we introduce Karen? You know, Karen is just to set you guys up. Miss Karen Bernard is a very, very good friend of mine that I've known since the Mary J. Blige days. Karen and I traveled the world with Mary J. Blige. Karen was her background singer, and I was the costume designer. I was the wardrobe stylist on this No More Drama tour. So we got a chance to meet each other traveling all over the world. We've been to Europe together, John Copping, Sweden, Switzerland, Manchester, England, Brussels, France, and it was my first time out of the country like that, you know, outside of Mexico and Cancun and all the places that I go all the time. And we ended up going to Japan and like Tokyo, Fukuoka, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and we partied in my room all around the world. But I ironed my way around the world for Mary J. Blige. And this girl is really the voice behind Mary. I hope Mary ain't watching. This is the first time. But, you know, when Mary hits the high notes, it wasn't Mary's ass. It was my girlfriend, Karen. And she's and she's right out of Brooklyn, New York. Her and Harold are there together. She's got many CDs, and we're going to talk about that. But let's listen to something from Karen. Harold, are we ready?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
Y'all be patient with us because you know how it is. Cesar, how are you looking younger than me again? This don't make no sense.
Okay, this is a live performance of Karen at Joe's Pub in New York City.
Okay, let's check it out.
We're gonna slow it down a little bit for you. And I'm videotaping, so enjoy yourself, get drunk, you know.
Brian, you need to share it on your end.
I need to share it on
You sharing it down in the, it should be in the waiting room. You see a performance video?
I do.
Okay, here we go.
We'll act the fool. We're gonna stand up a little later and party. Y'all gonna sing with me too. All right? All right? All right. I wrote this song for the ladies and the men, but we're paying homage to our hair. I wasn't always happy with my naps, so I wrote a song about it, like the hit. Here you go. When I was just a young girl, I remember how my world was so blind, straight, and confusing. What I saw on my TV,
So this is it.
represented, so I won't pretend it, 'cause I wasn't too
Wait
proud
a-
of
wait
my
a-
hair back then. I had to learn, I had to see that what I had could only be what God gave me. So my beauty, I had to realize we come in different shapes and sizes, many shades of different hue, kinky, curly, wavy too. I really do, I really do, I really do, I do. There's just something special about you, baby, baby. I love you, I really do, I love you, I really do, I do.
Yay! And without
There you
further
go.
ado, without further ado, we've got the illustrious, the beautiful, the young, the talented Miss Karen Bernard. Hey!
Hi,
Hey, Karen.
how you
Sir,
doing?
how are you?
I'm good.
How's New York doing? How's New York for you, sweetie?
Oh, it's good. The weather's nice today. We're gonna have like 60-degree weather coming up all week, so I'm happy for that.
Wow. I was just telling everybody, I don't know if you heard the intro on how we met and how we got to travel the world together.
Yeah, I heard you.
And it's such an amazing time. So Luckily, because I'm at the helm today and I don't know how to put the pictures in from us in Rapungi and us at the club with the Rastafarians. I think they were Nigerians that invited us off the street to their club, and we drank the wee hours of the morning. So, what's Karen been doing, girl? What you working on, honey?
I'm working on some new stuff and new projects with a couple of different producers, and working on some little personal things that I've put together in my COVID time that I've had, and just working on my birthday's coming up next month, so I'm working on the next plateau of my life.
Yes. Come on, birthday. Wait a minute, you a Cancer?
Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Oh, you be knocking shit down. I love Taurians. I love them. I don't know many women except for you.
Yeah,
Listen,
Taurus the bull.
I wanted to ask you a question. Do you remember, I think it was Karen Bernard 360 Degrees. Was it Life 360?
Yeah, that's my last CD.
Yeah, so that CD. Now the one before that, I think we found that at Tower Records in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of you holding your own CD up. I'm gonna send it to you. I have a picture of you when we found it, and I bought that CD, and I still have it to this day. It's at my house. I was in Tokyo to share it, but I remember listening to the song that you did an intro, and it was the African song where you and your sister Renee were teasing your mother, and you have like a vocal portion that comes just before you go into this African chant. That inspired me all the time. I do that. I listen to that all the time. I still listen to the whole CD. I familiarize myself with it again.
Thank you.
Your the Subway, what was it? Subway Love Affair?
Subway Love Game.
Yes,
Yeah.
girl. When I tell you, Cesar, I wish you could have heard this. I mean, you guys just got to go and find Karen Bernard. Well, let me tell you about this, because it's happened to me, except for mine would have been on the bus. So, yeah, she's on the subway, and, this dude is checking her out, and they're riding along, and she's telling this story, which puts you right in the subway train with her, and how he's checking her out. She's checking him out. She's being coy, and he's trying to just figure out what the hell, how am I going to get this girl's, I'm about to come up to my stop. So she notices that he's not getting off at his stop, and she can tell that. So was that based on a true story? And did you ever get
Yeah, it's just basically like something I was writing about on stuff that happens on a train here in New York, and that kind of inspired me to write the lyrics for that song. Yeah, basically.
Wow, I love it, girl. I was hoping that you started dating him and then broke up with him on the A train.
No.
See, I've got one of your fans. My friend Steven is on somewhere. I don't know. I got to figure out where to bring him in. Harold, you got some questions for him?
Well, Karen, Brian and I were talking earlier about Lil Nas X, and I don't know if I want to know what you think about what his latest single. Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
And what do you think about, well, first of all, the song, and then maybe about the video, and then what his place is and what he's trying to do as an artist right now, because you're in that industry. What do you think is going on with him, and what do you think about him?
I think he's an artist expressing himself within the confines of being a gay / country western / pop type artist, and he's kind of doing the most, but he's doing it to, he's trying to make a statement, and I get it, because I mean, he was not accepted at first, so he's trying to prove a point and make a statement, and he's from a younger generation. I think he's Gen Z, so they look at things very much different than we do. So I think he's just trying to promote himself in a platform where he has to do what he's doing. I know a lot of people don't agree with it, and they took the video out of, the video speaks for itself. you know, some agree, some don't. But I think he's being artsy.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll leave it like that. He's being artsy.
And in your music, and when you do videos, what are you trying to get your audience? What do you want to come across through your visuals?
I like to enlighten, uplift.
Sorry, there's something going on. Somebody has something up, and it's making some interference. I don't mean to interrupt, but can you guys all hear Karen? Okay, I'm sorry, Karen. Go ahead.
And your lips are not matching your video either, Bryant. Just to let you know, you're kind of behind.
Thank you. It's probably me because it's me.
So, what was I saying?
We're talking about your images that you want to put out for your fans.
So, I like to uplift and enlighten and educate and make you feel good, make you want to dance. You know, make it a soft place to fall when you hear my music, or sometimes, you know, depending on what I'm talking about, you know, make a statement. So it varies, you know, but I like to speak and sing and write from the heart, you know, so that it resonates with everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's
basically.
Great.
Yeah.
Would you mind just like spitting a couple of bars for us? And I want to welcome Stephen Dunnigan, who's one of your fans. Karen, I don't know.
Hi.
My friend Steve, he's one of my besties as well.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Mr. Gerald. Hi, Cesar.
How you doing, Steve?
How are you?
Steve works for the Center for Disease Control, and he's in Trenton, New Jersey right now. Steve was on some of my maiden shows talking about COVID, talking about some of the numbers. We've also talked about the AIDS epidemic, and he's my foremost friend where I get the inside track to go take it. Go get the shot. Bitch. You better go get it. You know, that's my friend that does that, and he also I hooked him up with Karen, and Karen and I have done Solomon's Porch, and Steve couldn't make it that night. So I just wanted Steve to come on because he was so excited, Karen, that you would be on the show.
Well, nice to meet you, Steve.
How are you?
Good. How you doing? I'm
good. The last time I saw you, I've seen you twice in New York, but we didn't get a chance to meet. The last time was at, I don't want to say memorial, a fundraiser for Colonel Abrams.
Oh, yeah, I remember that night.
Tribal House.
Yeah.
That was
a good night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. That was very nice of them to take care of their own.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what we should do, you know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know, I was talking to both of you on the phone that night because I was trying to tell Karen that you were there and trying to get her to find out where you were, but it just didn't work out that night. Steve I couldn't be there, so Steve was my eyes and my ears, and he was so excited. He hurt my feelings because I was like, she's my friend. I should be there.
Sorry, I happen to live in New Jersey, so what can I say?
Blah, blah, blah.
You were there in spirit.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask Karen if she'd just do something for us, just anything live. I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but baby, could you do something for your brother?
I'll do a couple of bars. It's one of my songs. One of my songs called let's see.
Marrakesh?
No, that's I mean, I did the lead on that, but that's Bluey and Out in London.
I love that song.
Yeah, me too. That's one of my favorites.
I love Truth Is, and then I'm going to be quiet.
Thank you.
I love Truth Is too, but you know, you're a fan, huh? You're supposed to be like a fan like me. Take your time, girl. We still got you.
Whisper to me gently. I'll listen intently as we dance the night away horizontally in your warm embrace, holding me so tight. I can see the stars and feel the moonlight, silvery heat from my head to my feet, taking my body on a trip to a place called ecstasy. Baby, I don't want to leave. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Sometimes we do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. And there is that special sound we know. Ooh, comfort zone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what? This
Excellent.
is like I never ever have a show without having an entertainer and having a diva on my show, and you have been my diva for the month of April. One of our other
Thank
guests,
you.
Sophia Abdella, who has been performed on my show before. She's not feeling well. She's working on a project and she's come down with a cold. But I wanted her to. She's listening to the show, Karen, and I wanted her to see what life has done with you and how poised you are and what a beautiful woman you are and your personality and musically inclined. And she just turned 21.
Oh, shooky booky.
Yeah, she's not. And wait a minute, you know what? Do you remember your nickname for me? Was it you called me your sugar wooger?
Yeah, I remember. That was after a couple of drinks, but I remember.
Yeah, so your sugar wooger is still your sugar wooger. I wrote it down. Because after a couple of drinks too, I have to write down people's names and birthdays.
No.
Excuse me, let me write down where we're at. But it's such a pleasure to have you on the show, Karen. You are amazing.
Thanks for having me, and congratulations to you. I know you had a lot of technical difficulties today, but I'm sure you'll be getting out the little bugs and stuff as time goes on. And I'd like to come back at another time.
You'll be back. So everybody.
But Karen, Brian, I want to ask Karen just a quick question.
I'll take your time. And
I know you, Karen, you traveled all over the world performing. Bryant mentioned that. And I wanted to know about performing. Like, do you have a favorite city you performed in and what made it exciting for you?
Oh my God, I have so many faves, but I'll choose a couple. One is Africa. That was like the bomb.
Right.
Another one is Japan.
that was the bomb.
The bomb. I've been there with several artists too, and it was good each time. And
what makes them great? What makes them the bomb?
Africa is the motherland. So seeing my sisters and brothers jam to, music, from over here, the diaspora was just a great feeling. And just meeting people in Africa. I mean, I saw people that, how everyone says you have a twin?
Yes.
Well, I saw people that I know on the streets here in Brooklyn. I saw them, identical twins in Africa. Like, say, maybe here that might have been a crackhead or a drunk or something like that. I'm not going to be negative. But then I see them in Africa with the African garb on and looking just regal and beautiful. And I'm like, there's hope,
Yes.
The food was good. The clubbing was nice. The music, the people so warm and welcoming. And it was a great experience. Japan, it was great. Japan was a great experience. They really love our culture there. So they emulate us a lot. I mean, there was a lot of, we went to one club and the girl sang, through the fire, through the limit, to the wall. But she didn't speak a bit of English. So after she came on stage, I was like, oh my God, you were great. And I was like, and so and so and so, and I sing with Shaka, and da-da-da. And she was like, hi, yo me got those songs. No English. None. That bugged me out. She didn't speak. She articulated every word, every phrase.
Yeah.
She went up high notes and everything, and that was another great. And the food there was interesting.
Yeah, but you know what, Karen, that food there. You remember we went to that restaurant where the food was on a conveyor belt and it was going around and around and around. And and something on the conveyor belt wasn't like dead. It was like still doing something. I wasn't having that at all. That was a cup of noodles. I was the cup of noodles guy when we
That was very interesting.
It was.
But they have those here in Chicago now.
Really?
They have me here in Chicago. Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Have you been there?
No, Caesar probably has. I haven't. I have to bring my friend George on because we're getting close to time. But I wanted to say this.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Harold.
I
You're
wanted
welcome, Karen. Thank you.
Karen to know that you're an amazing person. You're a beautiful person. I love your spirit. I love your voice. They're grooming me for a television spot. And I've always promised that I was going to have you on live, and I'll be able to fly you here, put you up, and fish you some biscuits and some fish.
And don't forget the wine.
Honey, I start off with the wine. You know, you might even get the fish and the biscuits by the time we finish that second bottle of wine.
And that is so true, Karen. I know this to be a fact, Mr. Bryant.
Yeah. So you guys hold on a minute. I've got one more guest that I want to bring on that wants to meet all of you.
Can I say one thing, Bryant, real quick?
Yeah, you can talk.
Everybody, you should go to YouTube, look for Karen Bernod, and look up Soul Pioneer. It's fantastic. It's a tribute to all of our greats. Fantastic.
And I have done just that. And you guys, so Karen, how do they find you? If somebody wants to book you, Cesar has all this amazing stuff going on. He might need your sexy butt, honey.
Oh, I love Puerto Rico too, papi. Okay, I
lead you in Puerto Rico to perform because
in there too.
And she's gonna need a stylist too. So I got me.
You can go to my website has all of my links to everything on my social media, and it's KarenBernod.com. I'm on I have a link in bio on Instagram and Facebook, but my site has all of the links though. And just hit me up there, or hit me up on Facebook, or hit me up on Instagram, and it's KarenBernod, not Nard, but Nod. And
right. You know what? That's all love. Y'all stay on here. Don't go anywhere. We've got my very good friend, Mr. George Ramirez. He's a stylist here in Chicago. I also work with him downtown. He can tell if he wants to tell where he is. He's part of our same gender loving community. He's got a very, very sexy Instagram page where he's doing all this crap. At work, he doesn't show us anything. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on and let y'all introduce to my buddy, George. Hey, George.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, George.
How's it going?
Welcome.
This is so exciting for me to see everyone and be on the show.
You know what, buddy? You have been in the back room for a long time. I was trying to figure out a way to get you in before so they could see your handsome face.
I was cracking up. I was going to pour myself a little bit of wine and start hanging out.
I just wanted to just say to you, dude, I work with you. We see each other in passing, in the building, where we work. And you're always so busy. And so before I had you on my show, I've been telling George, I've been telling you, like you and Cesar. I don't know why the Latina guys give me such trouble. You cute guys, if I had the ugly Latina guys, I could have no problem. I have been trying to get Cesar on the show with the Latina Fashion Week. And you remember, George, I told you about him and that I wanted you to meet because of what you do and what he does. And then I've been trying to get you on the show for several months, and it just didn't work out like that. And I'm teasing you both. But dude, I started checking out your whole Instagram. So like last night, it was like a porn movie. I was watching George's Instagram. I saw you in so many facets that it became like weird. Like, like at 2:00, I'm like, damn, this is George. He only got some in jeans at work. So tell everybody a little bit about what you do and how you do it.
I am a visual stylist downtown Chicago at a big department store, and I also do photoshoot directing and a wardrobe stylist on the set as well.
Awesome.
Yes. And how long have you been doing it, and what are some of your as a Latino man, what are some of your obstacles? Because you've got a girlfriend, a best friend. I see you guys at hotels. Like I said, I stalked you like all night till 2:00 in the morning. And you've got a beautiful best friend that you dressed. I saw you looking like you were a hairstylist, but you said you don't do hair. I saw you like, doing all this stuff, and as a stylist, I understand that. So So how do you find work in the city? Like, what are your contributors? Like, as a Latino male and as a same gender loving man, where do you get your gigs?
It actually took a moment for it to happen. It was really something that I was just not going to continue doing. But I believe firmly it was networking, and just being confident with myself and showing everybody like what I can do and just pushing myself, because I think at one point it was like not going to happen. So I just said, you know what, just go full force. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to claim it. And it just started happening. So lately I've been very busy. I know during this time it's not the same story for a lot of people, but I've been very fortunate to have work and clients that are asking me back and having regular contracted projects with them.
Good. Now, are you with an agent or with a manager? Because I just recently, with my show and with the book, I had to hire a manager because I couldn't be the talent and handle. Like, I'm very, very, very squeamish when it comes to like following up on like this Zoom call and all this other extra stuff. Do you have representation? Excuse me, or somebody?
No, it's just myself. Like I said, it just happened out of nowhere, and once I started putting things up on Instagram, people started DMing me. Once they see what I can do, then they were like, "Wow, this is actually pretty decent." So I've just had a lot of people just even reaching out to me for simple projects like headshots or their LinkedIn. So it goes from like, something very just professional and just simple to like, big photo shoots with tall faces and clothing and stuff like that.
Wow.
So Brian, I want to ask George a question.
Okay.
Hi George, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And as a creative professional, as a visual artist, as someone that you put yourself out on social media like so many of us do, what is the message? How are you steering people that are looking at your work? What do you want them to take away from what you're putting out there that makes you unique? And how are you building your brand? What are those elements that let people know you're George Ramirez?
I think a lot of people, like, when they meet me, they know that they can trust me. They know that they also have someone coming in their home that they can trust with their things when I do pulling for our clients from their own merchandise, and just like a positive attitude. I am really excited that I am getting to work with not only like Latinos. I actually have a Middle Eastern client and lots of Black clients coming out of the woodwork that I'm really excited about. And my favorite thing right now is just being able to work with Black and Brown, because it is such a beautiful thing. And I get a little emotional because it took a while, and it's just like people all around me are just, spreading so much love, and just to see us do such cool things that we only thought, were in a magazine being done in Europe somewhere, is actually happening here in Chicago, and just collaborating within our own community.
Right. And when you say cool things that people are doing, like, what is it? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are we looking at?
I actually just styled a couple of shoots for a client, and she had several women, 5 women come on. We helped them to kind of upgrade their game in like the job market. We helped them with their LinkedIn. I pulled clothing for them, suits, a blazer set, shirts, showed them, what they can do with that as wearing that as suit separates, giving them headshots. So just lots of things to help empower women, empower the community. I think that's one of the things that I've done so far.
Well, that's amazing. You know what? I think that you and I should gang up on one city official, and Cesar, and we should gang up on one city official and do a whole makeover for her. So
well, you can't help the mayor. That's a done deal, okay? Because the only way you're gonna get with the mayor is by getting her a suit at K&G, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will invite you to actually and do a makeover with the clerk of the circuit court. And George, let me tell you that felicidades, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That I have another meeting right after this, but I literally want to invite you to, here in Chicago, we created a nonprofit organization called the Creative Cipher. And the Creative Cipher is an organization for filmmakers of color. We started this 6 years ago. And now we're working on every single show here in Chicago, from Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Empire, South by Southwest. We just opened up an extension in Puerto Rico, another one in Atlanta, New York, and Miami. But we're based here in Chicago.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
We need to definitely be there. And that was the reason why, Cesar, I wanted George on the show with you, and why I wanted Sophie on the show with Karen, because I think that the networking is the only reason why I'm having this show.
Networking is everything. Everything.
Yeah.
We're set.
I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing it anyway until I figure it out. And George.
And Harold can administer everything.
Harold,
Harold was Jim. Harold, he was Jim.
let's give Harold a round of applause.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. No problem. Anything for Bryant. Anything for Bryant.
You know what? Harold has been my friend since I was in the 2nd grade.
Oh, sweet.
In Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, we go way back. Way back.
Way back. So he's the longest friend that I still have living on the planet. And
Yeah.
we've been in our own separate worlds for many years. And just this one opportunity, I could think of nobody else to be my co-host and to have
Excellent.
and to actually, now he and I get the giggles too. So we're not gonna still giggle like we used to giggle when we were boys.
Yes, we do.
I'm so excited that, you know, after you know, Harold is one. You got an Emmy award, didn't you, Harold? With your,
I had 2 Emmy Awards, yes.
two Emmy awards.
Yeah.
That's yes, you got 2 Emmy awards, baby. I got nominated for a short film that was 4 minutes long for costume designing, and I was a producer, so I helped nominate. So George, do you have a boyfriend? Just
yeah, I do.
How long have you had him?
I had
George, you can plead the
Hold
fifth
on,
on any of these
man.
questions. I'm gonna save you right now.
You know what? The show is winding down, honey. I can get all my questions off my paper.
I said, oh, okay, take a different turn now. Now that we got all the fashion stuff out of the way.
Right. Good luck.
We've been together for almost 5 years now.
Wow. And is he in the same business as you? Like what?
He's actually in management in the in loans.
Okay.
So
So
loans and mortgages.
let me ask you something. You did a photo shoot on Instagram that was called Diamonds and Pearls, where you had on all these glittery things, and there was somebody doing your eyelashes. Was that your boyfriend?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he's the only man that knows my makeup when we play.
Well, I told you, honey, I stalked your ass all night, and I went to every single page to find out what was going on. And the way that man looked at you adoringly, you had on a black fitted cap that had diamonds and a tiara coming down the middle.
Oh,
Your face
yes, I remember. Yeah.
was doing your eyelashes.
Yeah,
And
that's him.
I looked at you and looked at him, and I knew that he loved you. And I'm
Look at how red I'm turning.
so excited for you, because that is amazing. Harold, how long have you been in a relationship?
We celebrated 30 years this past weekend.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a clap.
So Harold and
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Right, Harold and Frank are my heroes, not my sheroes, but this guy has been with his husband for 30 years. You know, in the gay world, that's like 363 years. You know, my relationships last all of 180 to 200 minutes. And after that, the whole thing.
It's riding a roller coaster. It's riding a roller coaster for a long time.
Cesar, are you in a relationship right now?
I've been single for about 8 years.
Oh, really? Are you
Vida loca.
What was that?
I said, you're lit. Oh.
Oh, look, I'll lay away. Okay, drive by.
What about you?
You can wave outside my window and I'd be excited. Okay, so
You know what? I have a friend of mine that has an organization called Adobe. His name is Charles Nelson. Adobe.
I know Charles Nelson.
You know Charles?
We go way back.
Yeah, I know it. Charles and Lamont Robinson, who was the first Black state gay representative, are trying to build the South Side Center. For the same gender-loving people of brown and brown and all the colors. So Charles, I just got inducted into Adobe. So I'm an Adobe brother, and I told them that I had been single for 6 years after I had an 8-year span of someone that was 21 years younger than me and crazy and thought that alcohol was his friend.
Oh.
And I just can't do it anymore. So we need to talk about this. This is a whole nother show. Miss Bernard.
How come nobody asked me about me?
Okay.
You next, girl. I just said that you have a man.
Y'all looking.
Right. I wanted to ask you.
I'm looking.
Are you looking?
Yes. I'm
Girl,
taking
we have us
names
on
and
top of each
numbers.
other. Okay.
The subway, honey. That's where you're going to find the most men. Now that COVID is over in New York.
No. We don't do the subway in New York, Brian.
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, I'm so sad. I had such fun on the subway, on the A train back in the day.
It's an experience.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day on the A train. I had a whole date from 42nd Street on up. I had a full date. It
could happen.
You know what? I got felt up and touched, and I was like looking crazy, like, what's going on here? And then after he got off, I said, thanks. Call me.
He said, damn, that was Washington Heights. That's what he said.
That's just over with. So
Right.
I wanted to say this is that you guys have been such an amazing show. Today's show has been brought to you by Maceo Photo, Mr. James Washington, and if you go on the feed, and Dr. Regina Armour is one of our sponsors for today, and Carl Fitzgerald Patrick. These are people that are just sowing seeds into the show. If you guys want to sponsor an episode, get with me. We're already groomed to do the live show. That means that we've got Karen on stage, and we've got George on stage, and we got Cesar on stage, and then I got to fly Harold in and feed him and his husband. So I am actually poised to do a talk show, which will have more entertainment. My improv group. I'm introducing the first transgender puppet. Her name is Missy Thing.
Oh.
It's gonna be aired pretty soon, but I want to thank my producer, Miss Katie Lowe. And I'm at Katie's. I'm in the studio today by myself. She just gave me the helm and said, okay, you're gonna do this yourself. Here's the buttons you need to push. I was nervous as a hoe in church. Maybe I thought Cal would have canceled out all of y'all during this time. So if you guys are going to say something to our listening audience, just to inspire them, what would it be? We'll start with Harold. We'll go to Caesar. Harold?
Well, we talked about it earlier. I think the biggest thing on my mind is COVID. And as a community, we all encourage other people to get vaccinated and take precautions right now so that we can, get that over with and get on with our lives, but just get vaccinated. That's my message right now.
Yes, I love it. Cesar?
Mm-hmm.
Like George said, network and believe in yourself.
Amazing. Karen?
Everything that was said already, plus whatever you choose to do in life, make sure that you are steadfast in it. Make sure that it's what you really want to do, and don't let anyone, no matter what, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone talk you out of your dream, because dreams do come true. Believe it.
Amen. And Georgie?
I would say, if you know you can do something good and you believe in yourself, keep pushing through until it starts to happen for you. Just keep going.
Don't give up. Yeah.
That's amazing. And And I would say that if you're feeling misunderstood and you think that nobody cares, tune in to In the Basement with McLemore. We've got a hug and a smile waiting for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the show.
Music.
And we will see you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
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 everyone.
Harold. Bye,
Bye,
George.
Cesar. Bye, Karen. Bye,
Bye,
George.
Bye, Cesar.
Bye, you guys.
You guys.
Harold, that's it.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Turn it up.
Okay.
Go down to
Bye,
the
Bryant. See ya.
Bye-bye. If I can get myself out of here.
Bye.
All right, let me take Karen out. Oh, you know what? Hi, Katie. She finally came and had to get y'all out of here. You gotta push play. And Karen is still on the screen, I think.